Initially, when I was just fundamentally investing, I thought that I should just prepare a share of stocks and I should never sell it. But this whole new world of trading got me hooked onto a completely different concept. I personally want to base my strategy on opening range breakout or something on those lines. One thing that I really like about this is that for working professionals like me who have a day job, it kind of allows me to watch these videos.
You said that you worked in something to do with data analytics. So that's pretty interesting because that's the future of trading also, right? Quant-based trading. Find your zen, Tejas. Find your zen. Hi everyone, welcome to Do a Journey episode 3. Here is when we meet actual learners who have used LearnApp for many months, hopefully years, to understand what their journey was and see where they're going, especially in the new year 2021. So today I'm meeting Tejas. Hi Tejas.
Hi Prateek. Hi everybody.
Let's start with your life, right? So where were you born, and tell me where did you study, and then your work.
I was born in Mumbai. I'm pretty much a Mumbaikar, born, brought up, studied, did my engineering in Mumbai as well. I worked for a couple of years in Bombay in the stream of data analytics.
So where do you work right now? And what's this? You said that you worked in something to do with data analytics. So that's pretty interesting because that's the future of trading also, right? Quant-based trading. So tell me about those two things.
Yeah, so absolutely. So actually, I personally consider myself to be more of an analytical and a data-driven person by nature. So I pretty much work on things like ESOP, and that was how actually I kind of got interested in the world of stocks. So it was a pretty big company that I was working at, and I was responsible for preparing ESOP designs and RSU designs, or basically long-term incentive designs, right, as we call it, for employees. So I have been an investor for most of my life than a trader.
Tell me about your first trade, Tejas, or your first investment. Why did you do it, and did you get lucky, or was it a bad trade?
Yeah, no. So actually, the first stock that I ever bought was of a company called Tata Global Beverages, and the reason why I bought that stock at that point of time was, and actually I'm a big chai person, and I just use a very simple logic that I love drinking tea. I think that was probably also the time when they were venturing with this whole Starbucks thing or whatever. So I just thought, okay, all Indians love to drink tea, so you should just buy a stock which has tea in its portfolio. So I bought very small number of shares of Tata Global Beverages. Unfortunately, I don't think it was a great performing stock for many number of years. But okay. I sort of hit some jackpot over the last year because I know it has moved quite a bit over the last year.
Any other stocks you took after that, or if you don't have any other stories, you can tell me, what do you think you learned from investing?
Initially, when I was just fundamentally investing, I thought that I should just prepare a share of stocks and I should never sell it. But this whole new world of trading got me hooked onto a completely different concept, right? Wherein you just kind of build systems and learn and sell without necessarily being
and it's quantitative and you like data, so maybe that
Absolutely.
Was so how did the trading thing happen? So I understood Tata Beverages, you were trading a bit, you were possibly tracking a few stocks, and you forcibly sort of had to do this fundamental analysis on these companies because you were, creating these ESOP plans. And I don't know if you sort of tell your employees also when you're giving these ESOPs, ki dekho itna growth hai, this is what could happen, so you should stick with us. If that is also part of your job, then you're also like a storyteller, right? So I don't know if that's part of your job as well.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I do study, or I used to study a bit around, what could be the potential valuation, what is the industry valuation of a certain type of stock within different sectors and all of that. But I got hooked onto trading, I think, sometime around last year and more invested around, of course, the whole crash time, right? I knew about the concept of intraday trading and futures and options, but I just kind of never felt that I could try it because all I had heard was that it's too risky and there's very little knowledge available in a very structured format. So I started picking up from Varsity, Zerodha's Varsity, and I started kind of reading up a lot of information that's kind of there. And I started trading on very small quantities intraday. So first I used to kind of either buy stocks or sell stocks itself. I mean, not index or futures and options. So when I kind of, but of course I did not have any system. I did not even understand what a system is until I bumped across LearnApp, by the way. So that's something that.
Oh, is that true? Is that
right,
true?
Yeah. And then I thought that maybe, I mean, if I'm investing my hard-earned money and time, because time was a bit of a challenge, considering that I have a 9 to 5 job wherein I actually don't get to sit in front of the screen looking at prices for too long. So I bumped across LearnApp through Zerodha and all of these bunch of modules that they have. And then I started looking at some of the strategies, and then I actually understood what a system is.
Have you taken any other courses on LearnApp that you liked, or you straight away jumped to the advanced course?
I did look at mean reversion, of course, Vishal's mean reversion course. I have looked at Saurabh's Bank Nifty straddles. I have also looked at Kiru Bakaran's Bank Nifty selling strategy. So I did follow some of these, and these, the best part was that they were so simple and easy to understand.
No, it's perfect, right? So I think there are 3 things every trader should know, right? And their sorts. Right? But the first thing is that everything is measurable, and you can sort of know what your performance is likely to be in the next 1 year based on past data, based on the backtest. Will it be the same? Obviously not. It'll be slightly different, but you know that you're not going to double your money or triple your money, right?
Yeah.
Or some stupid idea like that, but you'll get some ballpark of this is what the drawdown is, what the worst case scenario is, the best case scenario. I think that's the second thing. The third thing is that every system, right, will actually lose its efficiency every year. So tell me about the advanced course. Like, did you make any friends, and what happened there? Any problems?
So far so good. So first thing is that one thing that I really like about this is that for working professionals like me who have a day job, it kind of allows me to watch these videos at any time that I want to, and sometimes I have calls in the evening at 6 or whatever. So even if I miss the live class, it's kind of all available, all very nicely documented. And of course, I think with the in terms of the participants, it's a great bunch of people that I think are part of the whole journey. Apart from the classmates, I think Akshay is always available for a shout out. I have pinged him quite a few times on the side asking him to clear something, and he has responded to me at 11 p.m, 12 a.m. in the night.
Dude, I mean, I know like January's here, right? So what do you have an idea for your trading system? Like, do you want to base it off? Do you have some idea? Okay, is par mujhe ek trading system banana hai? Like, do you have some idea, or has that not formed yet?
I have some ideas. I personally want to base my strategy on opening range breakout or something on those lines, because I mean I did code the ORB in the live class, and I also coded the pivot point, I think, as part of that. So what I'm thinking of is something like and I kind of just tested it, not back tested it, but I tested it a couple of days in the last couple of weeks, and I found that it worked. And wherein something broke the opening range, and if I just buy above it and keep a different stop loss target combination, it worked. I'm trying to combine it with other technical indicators like an RSI and things like that. So what I'm trying to widen my spectrum from the Nifty 50 to individual stocks. So that's something that I haven't really got into testing. But I personally like the ORB quite a bit. So I'm trying to see if I can do something on those lines. With some modifications.
Yeah, maybe just stick to like the Nifty 50 stocks, because beyond that, like liquidity becomes an issue. Like you won't get like entry exit. That's the problem. So right. I think just stick to the Nifty 50 stocks. Maybe even the Nifty 100 actually should be okay. But I think your backtest should like account for liquidity. Nahi, I won't take a trade here. That's a difficult thing to do in your test.
I have burnt my fingers on some of those things too. So I mean, I have quite a few bad trades that I have done in the past. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of trying to put all of this behind through this course, because I just thought that if I lose a certain amount of money in a year, it's gone, right? However, if I spend it on learning, and that's how I kind of enrolled myself into the course, I just thought that instead of losing any amount of money, first thing I should do is probably just learn how to trade, and then if I lose, it's a different thing, right?
Yeah. So Tejas, one thing, right? So people usually say, okay, this system, what's the return? That's probably a bad question, and a newbie will ask that, right? Okay, what's the return? The real question is, what's the return? What should be the other questions that people should be measuring?
From a return perspective, that's obviously important, and the other things are things like Kalmar ratio that we all know of. What should be the maximum drawdown? Drawdown is something that I had heard of before joining this class, but I never really understood or really knew what is the potential impact of a drawdown. So that's something that I absolutely have appreciated as to how much of a dent in your portfolio or your capital a particular strategy can make, right? So that's something that is extremely important. The number of trades is also in a way important, because I did try and test some strategies, but there were very few number of trades in a year itself. So you can get maybe a little impatience at times that your entry exit conditions itself or rather your entry conditions are not getting enough trades. So the other thing that I'm learning as I go along this course is the whole psychology aspect, right? So being an HR person, I do understand human psychology a fair bit, but one thing that I absolutely have learned to appreciate more is that if a system is there, it is not going to help you until you kind of stick to the system, right? So the psychology aspect, it has learned, this whole journey has tried to make me learn to be strong and ensure that you stick to a system and not kind of be too adventurous or don't devise your own parameter in the middle.
Find your zen, Tejas. Find your zen.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, super, Tejas. One last question. Are you interested in automating your strategy as well?
Absolutely, I am. And I did hear somewhere about something coming up in Python. So I've been having a hawk's eye on that. I just hope that I catch up with my objectives for January, which is from this course of finishing all of that and building my own strategy. And absolutely, I am totally interested in automating because as I said, right, with the day job, sometimes it gets a little challenging. So if you have something, and sometimes what happens is if you forgot to place a stop loss, market can just be too volatile. You just don't know what happened when you get back to the screen.
So I think January end, possibly you'll see something.
Yeah. So looking forward totally on that as well. So hopefully.
Super. And there's just one last question. Do you have any feedback, anything that we're doing wrong that we could improve? And I promise I'll publish this part as well,
Sure. No worries. Firstly, I think you guys are doing a great job. As I said, there's something which is unique about LearnApp, which I thought I should highlight, which I think I did already, which I did not find in other training platforms. Yeah, and I know you would and other users will also appreciate that there's tons of information out there today, but there's not very structured information that's there. So I think LearnApp is definitely doing a great job in that. And coming to the course specifically, I really love the content. One thing that I had suggested to the team was, while we have a lot of archiving of the different lessons that are there, if you could index it further, right? Say, for example, there was a class in which Aseem had taught us, say, for example, how to clean your data. And within that, there were very specific things that he had taught us. Sometimes you tend to forget which class it was part of. So while a heading will help you to understand
it's
that
not enough.
maybe it's there, sometimes if you can index it say bullet 1, bullet 1.1, bullet 1.1.1. I know too much of information can get a little annoying for users, so maybe you can make it optional. If somebody wants to view it, they can view it somehow. But some sort of indexing, I think, can definitely help. And the other thing is, and I think I've already got the answer, but I hope that the community is active, because for people like me who are a little behind, we would love to be able to catch up and publish our trades or our information, say, even after Jan-Feb when the course is over, and still get the same feedback and support that is there from the team. So that's something
So one thing, Tejas, is you will always have access to the community, whether it's this year, next year, or 3 years from now. So even if someone, even say mid-year or end of the year, is posting strategies, you'll have full access to it. So I think that's a huge advantage to you.
So that's about it. The feedback.
So the next time I will heart your reply on Slack is when I see you post your own strategy.
Absolutely.
And don't forget to tag me so I can put a rocket.
I will definitely do that.
Super, man. Thank you so much. I'll see you later.
Thank you so much for your time as well. Thanks. Bye-bye.